joining. Yeah, it's her birthday today.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Mine was on Friday, so we're almost birthday.
I love that. Happy early birthday.
Our birthdays here are so close together.
Yeah.
Aquarius rising.
That's my rising sign actually. Virgo.
Yeah,
Mine's Virgo too.
Yeah.
I'm Libra rising, Sagittarius moon.
I'm Libra moon.
Aquarius sun. Yeah, so emotional.
Oh, good stuff. I love it. So, I am Michelle, and I'm super excited to be here in the jungle, in the sunshine, in this beautiful temple, and here with little Kylie and all of you who are showing up today for yourselves. I'm going to play, as the music in the background, a sound bath that I recorded a couple summers ago. I haven't published it yet, but you're about to hear it. I also am a Reiki Master Teacher, and Reiki flows whenever I'm doing anything, so if you're open to receiving, you'll get exactly what you need. You don't need to do anything, but just give yourself permission to receive. And we are going to practice a yin sequence today. We are going to be starting in Sukhasana in a seated position, and we're going to move into a seated side stretch. Then we are going to go into a child's pose. Then we will move into a puppy pose. We will do then a seated twist, forward fold, and then you'll have the option if you would like an extra long Shavasana, or if you would like to work with legs up the wall, even though we don't have a wall today. So you know your body best, and at any time if you need any modifications, cool. If a block, a strap, or something is needed, cool. If not, do what's best. Take Shavasana at any time. Really, this is your practice, and we want to connect inward, go into our breath, really slow down. I may or may not guide you as to where your breath could go. Again, if you have your own breathwork practice, you have your own way of doing this, that's perfect. I truly am a believer that although I am guiding, it's really about you and developing your own practice, whatever that looks like. So with that, we will start in our seated position, whether you are sitting with your legs crossed, you're sitting in a half lotus, full lotus. I'd like you to sit up real tall and close your eyes. Imagine you have a string at the crown of your head, reaching you up towards the heavens. And at the same time, you're reaching your tailbone down towards the earth. Maybe a slight tuck in your chin to lengthen the back of the neck. Notice if you may be sitting a little forward. Try to stack the shoulders and the hips. And your hands can be on your knees with maybe the palms up. If there's a mudra you like to practice, that's cool. Could have your palms down here. And I invite you first to check in physically, noticing how your body feels today. Maybe taking a scan of the body, giving a little extra love and attention to any areas that may be talking to you. If you're feeling any pain, discomfort, possibly send your breath there. See if you can elongate your breath just a little more. And if you like, you could always pause between the inhale and the exhale. Do your best to relax the hips, soften the jaw, let your tongue float. Notice if you need to roll those shoulders down the back just a little bit more, opening up the heart center. And with those eyes closed, I ask you to bring your arms out to your sides, palms facing up. Together we'll inhale, reaching long and wide, just like you're scraping the sides of a wall. And on the exhale, palms facing down, slowly sweep those arms all the way down towards the ground. Another time here, inhale, reach, 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 reach. And when you're exhaling, reach long, bring those hands back down towards the earth. One last time here on the inhale. And then on the exhale, bring those hands down the midline of the body towards your chest. Whether you have your hands in prayer position with the thumbs at the sternum or placing a hand on the belly and the heart or in your lap, you choose. And I invite you to set an intention for your practice. Connecting the breath to your intention here. Anchoring that into your heart center with gratitude for showing up for yourself. Gratitude for this beautiful land. And gratitude for the practice of yoga. And then gently release the hands. I'd like you to switch up your legs unless you're comfortable here. So if you cross them, maybe cross them in the opposite direction. Sometimes we default to the same side over and over, so it's nice to switch it up. Again, we're going to reach our hands out to the side. We're going to place that right hand down. And on the inhale, we're going to reach our left arm up and over, getting into the side body. So this is yin, it's slow. We don't need to be in the full posture quite yet. We're reaching our left hip towards the earth. We're reaching our fingertips over the right side. Maybe you want to bring that left shoulder back so your shoulders are squared, your heart is open, the eyes are closed. If it feels right for you, maybe look up towards the hand, whether it's the hand in the sky or you're looking down towards the hand on the earth. And then connect with the breath here. As you breathe deeper and deeper into this pose, notice what minor adjustments you can make in this asana. Maybe reaching a little further, imagining breathing between each rib. Maybe imagining breathing from the tip of the fingertips all the way down to the hip. Stay connected to the breath. Long, full inhales, equal and opposite exhales. Relax your face. Try to relax those hips. Notice if the knees are coming up. Send your breath into any area that needs some love. Reach out of the fingertips. Create that beautiful arch on the left side of the body. You have less than a minute to go here. Make any minor adjustments that feel good. If you've been looking up towards the hand, maybe look down for these last few breath cycles or in that neutral position. 3 breath cycles here to complete this side. Inhale. Exhale it out. Another breath in. Exhaling, exhaling, exhaling it out. Last one, biggest, deepest breath here. When you're ready, slowly come back to that neutral position. Relax the left arm at the side of the body or in the lap and just observe. Now when you're ready, bring those arms back out to the side, sitting up tall. Inhale, lift that right arm up and over as we plant the left arm on the earth. Again, bring that right shoulder back a little bit. You can look up, you can look down. Find what works best for you. Each side's going to be a little different. For me, having a frozen shoulder in the past, I don't have the full range of motion quite yet. If your arm gets tired, you can bring it down. Nice work. Notice if your thoughts start to wander. Let them pass like clouds, coming back to the breath. Beautiful. Reach that right hip away, reach those right fingertips up and over. Create that beautiful arch. We got about 1 more minute here. Maybe changing up where you're looking if that feels good. You don't have to. We'll take a few breath cycles here together. Start at the tip of the nostrils. Inhaling, inhaling, inhaling. Exhaling. Another breath in, a little longer, a little deeper. Exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Last one together. Inhale, 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 inhale. On the exhale, slowly coming back to neutral. Once again, close your eyes if they're not. Shoulders above the hips, crown of the head reaching high. Breathe along the spine. Slowly make our way down to a child's pose. So I suggest for those of us who may be beginners, we want to bring our knees a little wider. You, again, know your body best. You want to sit your hips back towards your heels. Maybe you're going to come into that extended child's pose where your arms are reaching out in front of you, and maybe you bring your arms back towards your feet, so then you choose. We're going to be here for a little bit, so take your time settling in. You might want to stack the arms and place your forehead on those forearms. That's an awesome option. Could play around with curling the toes if you want to get a little stretch in those toes here. And you want to try to find some stillness and get deep into the places and spaces in the body that are talking to you. invite you to breathe along the spine, imagining that your breath is creating space between each vertebra from the base of the head all the way down to the tailbone. Noticing those thoughts, coming back to the breath, becoming the observer. Send your breath into the hips, the pelvis, the groin. Nice breath. Using that life force energy, the power of the breath to help to transmute and release anything that no longer serves us, creating space for more light. Got less than a minute to go. If you're in that extended child's pose, maybe you want to go onto the fingertips, lifting the shoulder blades off the back, just getting some breath, some space under the shoulder blades. And if you are happy where you are, stay still. Finishing up the last few breath cycles on your own. Again, sending the breath into any places or spaces that need a little love here before we move to the next asana. Beautiful work. Slowly coming up into a tabletop, hands and knees. If it feels good for you here, a few cat cows in our in-between transition. It doesn't really matter at this moment if you're inhaling or exhaling on either asana. Just move along the spine, breathe into any spaces that
like they created some space or that they were giving you a little bit of problem there. And then when you're ready, and of course there's no rush getting there, we're gonna go into a puppy dog. So we're gonna walk our hands out towards the front of our mat. Maybe they're coming towards the outer edges of the mat. And then you want to start to reach your hips back as you gently relax the belly. Reaching the chest towards the mat. Allowing the shoulder blades to slide down the back. Here, you might want to use a block if your forehead wants to rest on that block. That might be cool. You may be somebody who the forehead's all the way down to the earth. And you might need to adjust accordingly with that block as you move deeper into the pose. So you might start out with it at a higher level. And as those armpits and shoulders start to open in the pecs, you switch up that block. Tailbone is reaching high. We're trying to relax the belly. Again, this may be a place where we take our knees a little wider. Feel into where your hips are today. Everybody's at a different spot. No right or wrong. Come back to the breath. And observe. See if you can breathe into any discomfort that you may be experiencing. And if we have pain, we want to back off. So noticing the difference between the breath helping us to ease, relax, lengthen, soften, or we're pushing a little too much and we're having pinching, burning, stabbing. The body's always communicating. going a little deeper into the pose. That forehead is on the block or on the mat. You may want to gently massage the third eye, moving the head to the left and the right. And again, stillness is perfect. Nice work. Less than a minute to go. Stay connected to the breath. Gratitude for being here. Slowly coming out once again, maybe visiting tabletop and a few cat-cows if that feels good. When you're ready, you'll join me once again in a seated Sukhasana. We're going to make our way into a seated twist in just a moment. And in our seated twist, we have two different options here for our legs. So either our left leg is, we're going to bend our knee and bring the left heel towards the left hip, reaching the right foot to the outer edge of that left leg. Or if that's too much for us today, our left leg will go long and we'll be hugging our knee towards our chest. Either way is perfect. We do want to hug our knee with that left arm. So whether your leg is long or you've got that left leg in, you want to reach your right arm back behind you, creating a kickstand. Inhale, lengthen as much as you can. And on the exhale, you start to twist, looking over the right shoulder. Now, the twist rings out the spine. We go slow into this, as we'll be here again for a little bit. But with each exhale, we can imagine maybe going a little deeper. And when I say a little, it could be like the hair on the head. Soften the jaw, sitting up tall. If we have the left leg long, we want to flex the foot, like we're standing on the earth or on the floor. The navel is pulled in towards the spine. And as I mentioned, we're going to be here for a little bit, so settle in. Become the observer. lengthen the spine. Exhale, maybe deeper into the twist, wringing out the spine. If it becomes too much at any time, you can always back off and then go back into the pose. Maybe after you've twisted for a little bit, if you have that leg long, maybe you bend that left knee, bring the heel over by the outer edge of the right hip. If you're not sure what that means, you can look at me. And then go back inward. Find the breath. Bring that knee close to the chest. That right foot on the earth. See if you can get the four corners of the right foot on the earth. Really slowing down and savoring this time. This beautiful gift we're giving to ourselves. Last minute on the side, you've got this. With each exhale, maybe twisting a hair deeper, finding the full expression of the pose here. Last few breath cycles. Gently coming back to the center, undoing the legs, bringing them out long if that feels good, shaking them out a little, and then you'll set up when you're ready for the other side. So this left leg's gonna cross over if we keep the leg long, or we're gonna bend the right leg, bring that heel out. Then we hug the knee, or we bring the arm across if that's part of your practice, you know best. Create the kickstand with the left arm back behind us. We inhale the length. When we're ready, we start to twist. Looking over the left shoulder. Find that breath once again.
Each inhale, we lengthen the spine. Each exhale, we twist a little deeper. Beautiful work, ladies and gentlemen. Keep with the breath. Got one more minute. Make it count. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist, 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 twist. Slowly making your way back to center, untwisting the vertebra and crossing the legs. Once again, bringing them out in front of us, shaking it out. We're going to come into that seated forward fold here. So it may feel good for you to lift up and release some of that tissue so that you can feel those bones, the sit bones on the earth. You want to have your feet flexed here. You may want to have them hips distance. It might feel better to be wide. And the goal isn't necessarily to touch the toes. The goal is to be able to relax into it. So we're going to slowly walk our hands down. And again, you're going to know your body best. So maybe your hands are going to stop at the shin, the ankles, the toes. Again, we might want to use our trusty block here to be able to rest our forehead. And if you're like me right now, it's not quite there. See if by the end it gets there. Sometimes my hands start on the shins and then they're down at the toes towards the end. Notice how that low back is feeling. Send your breath into the spaces and places that are talking to you. It might feel good to travel with the breath down the back of the spine, once again creating space between the vertebrae. If you need a slight bend in the knees, please do that. Connect with the breath. Give yourself permission to receive. If it feels good, you might want to tuck the chin, let the weight of the head reach down towards those legs, towards the floor. Breathe into the back of the neck. Be gentle with yourself wherever you are.
breath cycles.
When you're ready, slowly roll up, stacking the vertebra one at a time, no rush. Maybe drag the hands across the legs. Crown of the head is the last thing to come up. Take a moment, just observe how you're feeling. And then when you're ready, move towards the front of your mat, bending your knees. It might feel good here to do a little seated cat-cow on that spine. And then we'll roll down onto our back, bringing our knees into our chest. Maybe creating a few circles or rocking side to side here, whatever feels good for you. So earlier I said about the legs up the wall because I can't remember the official name, but what we're going to do is we're going to, in a moment, use our block. So we'll set up like would be the bridge. So place your feet on the earth, hips distance apart, knees are bent. Then place your block up underneath, so right about above that butt crack is going to be the edge of your block. And then the rest of your butt crack is going to be on the block. That's the best way for me to say it. You'll bring your arms close to your body. Maybe you bring your knees up towards your chest and you stay here. Maybe you reach your legs up towards the sky. If there was a wall, this would be legs up the wall. If we didn't have a block, we'd have our hands in the low back. And here we want to maybe have toes flexed, maybe pointed, maybe there's hips distance in the legs. You choose, but try to settle in. Just allow gravity to take an effect all day. Our feet are below our heart. So this is a really super relaxing pose. We've been breathing now for about 40 minutes, so we've got fresh oxygenated blood flowing. And just relax. Notice what thoughts arise. And if at any time you're ready to be done with this and want to go into Shavasana, that is absolutely your choice. If there's a pose along the way you want to do into Shavasana, that's cool. Otherwise, we're going to stay here for about 4 more minutes to allow the full effect of this pose to work with our lymphatic system, to regulate our nervous system, to bring us into a deep relaxation. sounds wash over you. Got less than 2 minutes left. You're almost there. When you're ready, gently start to bring those legs down. Once again, bent knees, feet on the earth. Lift up the hips just a little bit so you can bring that block out from underneath you, one vertebra at a time. As you bring the tailbone down last, take a moment and pause here. Just feel. And then if it feels good for you, kind of heel toe the feet to the outer edge of the mat and windshield wiper the knees back and forth, moving the hips. And we're getting ready to go into our final pose, corpse pose, our resting pose. If there's anything on the way that feels right for you, maybe a happy baby, maybe bringing the knees into the chest, hugging them tight, maybe a twist on your back, whatever feels good. There's no rush getting into Shavasana, but once we're there, we want to find our stillness. Maybe taking our legs to the outer edges of the mat, letting our feet gently splay in or out. Maybe the low back is talking to us today, so we keep our knees bent, our feet on the outer edge, and let them tent towards the center. Maybe you're feeling that today you want the soles of your feet to touch and your knees to splay outward on your mat for part of your Shavasana. Whatever feels best. Like I said, there's no rush. And we've been working towards this last pose for this practice so that we can go into stillness and full relaxation here. If you feel like you need something to cover you up, please do so. Could have the palms facing up, receiving. You might have the palms facing down for grounding. Do what's best for you. Relaxing the forehead. Relaxing the cheeks and the jaw, letting the tongue float in the mouth. Relaxing the neck and the collarbones. Relaxing the shoulders and allowing that relaxation to travel down the arms, through the elbows and the wrists.
into the palms of the hands, the fingers, and the thumb. Relaxing the back and the belly. Continuing to soften the hips, the pelvis, and the groin. And feeling that relaxation traveling down the legs, through the knees, the ankles, into the feet and the toes.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bringing your awareness back to the breath. When you're ready, taking that long, full, deep inhale here. Equal and opposite exhale. Another breath, a little longer, a little deeper. Exhaling when you are ready. If it feels good for you, maybe a gentle wiggle of fingers, toes, a stretch. And then taking your time to roll onto either side of the body in that fetal position, bringing the knees in towards the chest, to the rebirth, the new beginnings. Sending your breath into the back side of the body here. And once again, finding that gratitude for your practice, for all of us coming together and synergizing our intentional energies and syncing our breath. Maybe placing your hand on the earth to slowly rise up into that Sukhasana, the seated position once again. I invite you to rub your palms together to create a little heat and friction here. My phone's completely on Do Not Disturb too, which is hilarious. When you're ready, I'd like you to stop, bring your palms slightly apart, feel the energy, maybe a tingle or warmth in between. This is your most valuable asset. And then maybe placing the hand on the heart of the belly, or again in prayer position, honoring yourself, the practice. If it feels right, bowing the head to the divinity.